Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together through a new draft video every day. Today, I'm super excited to be drafting Lorwyn Eclipsed. Don't worry if you aren't familiar with the cards, I really am not either. We're going to be reading a lot of these for the first time as we decide what to pick. Let's get into it. All right, in our first pick, we have Champion of the Shoal, which, hey, this could be kind of sweet. I mean, I guess I could take this and see if I end up going Merfolk. There's also Blood Crypt, which is nice if you're in red-black, or if you're in a Vivid deck that wants to be a lot of different colors. Then there's Shine Striker, which I have seen but haven't actually managed to play. I haven't managed to play it yet, but it draws you a card for every color among permanents that you control, so it's a really nice Vivid payoff. And then we also have the Kithkin Signpost Uncommon. I think I'll speculate on Champions of... Actually, you know what? I'm going to speculate on Shine Striker. It just seems more powerful. I don't really want to get too married to a tribal archetype early on. I really think this is going to be a fun build around. At the beginning of each end step, if you put a counter on a creature this turn, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. So for the Blight deck, this is a pretty cool payoff. But I'm not really looking to experiment with that in the early format. So there is a Treefolk in here. It comes in with a -1/-1 counter, so it would be a 1/4 for 3, remove a counter from it, draw a card. That's pretty cool, kind of goes with Shine Striker. There's a card that makes goblins. There is a Kithkin. When it enters, if you control 3 or more creatures, you get a permanent back from your graveyard to your hand. I'm actually just going to take Cinder Strike. I haven't gotten to cast a Cinder Strike yet, and dealing 4 damage to something for 1 mana seems pretty not okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try that out. Okay, we have some interesting ones here. So this is a Kithkin Uncommon. This card, when a goblin you control dies, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. I played against this in my video yesterday, and it was pretty good at pushing damage. The Death Touch and the 3 toughness makes it really hard. You really want to double block this guy, but then both of your things die. Tributary Vaulter is pretty sweet in the Merfolk deck. I found this really nice, especially with the 1/3 unblockable that taps a creature to sneak through damage. So this can make it have extra damage. This card means that the creature that it is put on gets locked down and actually cannot be untapped. Not just it doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Sorry. I'm gonna go with the Curse Crafter. I could imagine Cinder Striking and Curse Crafting and having a good time. Oh, I really like these cards. When it enters, look at the top 4 cards and you get a Merfolk, Plains, or an Island. Having said that, I just drafted Merfolk yesterday. That's the only archetype that I've done. So I have one preference in this draft, one preference only, which is specifically to not be Merfolk. So I could take the Eclipsed Marrow and steer towards this Shine Striker, but I think I'm just going to take Cinder Strike. 1 mana for 4 damage is nutty. And yeah, let's just take that. Really good removal spell. I'm seeing these really late too, which I am guessing I probably shouldn't, although I don't know the format yet. Gnarlbark Elm I have not had so much success with. It's a little bit slow to get off, and often my opponents seem to be able to play around it. I did do a draft where I had a bunch of these and they just did not impress me, but hey, maybe I was using them wrong. It's early days. Here I'm actually most inclined... Okay, I think Burning Curiosity is fine. Exile the top 3. Kind of lets you draw 3 cards in a way. But I think I'm probably just going to take Foraging Wickermaw. I also like Silvergill Peddler, by the way. But the Wickermaw, if I do end up playing the Shine Striker, is going to be really nice. This thing filters for a mana, but it also becomes the color that it filters for. So, and it can go in any deck, importantly. Okay, you have Double Strike, and your power is equal to the number of colors among permanents you control. So if you have 3 permanents, you're probably really happy with this card. Or 3 colors, I mean. Double Strike. So a 3/4 Double Striker for 4. Yeah, I also think Blossoming Defense is really good. This is the, or at least it's good. This is the Snakeskin Veil of the format, basically. Bogslither's Embrace has seemed fine to me. I actually wonder if I just take the 2-drop. Could be, but I don't know. Why don't I take Squawk Roaster, and then I have some kind of a blue-red Elemental Z Vividi situation going? That sounds kind of sweet. I love Puka's Eye. I don't know if I'm brave enough to do Puka's Eye here. Kind of want to do... I think Summit Sentinel is really cool with the Blight synergies. So I wonder if I just take that. Puka's Eye is my style of Magic, let's say. Summit Sentinel is maybe more replaceable, but I do keep ending up low on 2-drops in the drafts that I've done. So I think I'll take the 2-drop. This is just going to let me survive to play my stuff. Each non-land permanent you control becomes a copy of target non-aura permanent. So you're a 2-drop and you're a 2-drop. I'll probably just go with this one. It's going to up my Vivid count. Yeah, we have the start of a pretty cool blue-red Vivid deck, right? Wanderwine Distractor I actually think is pretty good. Thoughtweft Lieutenant. I would not have expected this guy to wheel, but I don't think we're going to be green-white in this draft. So, you know, Wanderwine Distractor is fine. It does need the tap, and it does need a lot of tap synergies for it to be good. Lasting Tarfire. I don't know if I'm at the Lasting Tarfire build-around stage of the format. I think that's going to come like 1 month in for me. So I guess I'll take Wanderwine Distractor. Wow, a lot of expensive cards in my deck. Very happy to see Elder Ante. I could take Tributary Vaulter. This strongly suggests that Merfolk is open. But again, I have one preference. My one preference is to not be Merfolk. Very happy to see a Summit Sentinel in this pack. I'll definitely scoop that one up. Bark of Dorian. I had a lot of fun with this in my Merfolk deck. Okay, what do you do? Tristan Callus Cultivator. When it enters or transforms, mill 3, then gain 2. Beginning of your first main phase, you can flip it, something, and then gain 2. Yep. Well, we're definitely not on that. When it dies, exile the top card of your library. It's probably okay. What alternatives do we have? Temporal Cleansing, I like. And then we have the basic Land Cycler for 2. And there's also Gathering Stone, but I don't think I'm in a tribal deck. Okay, I guess we'll try the Sizzler. I mean, I think I'm probably in blue. I strongly got the impression that Merfolk at least is open, and you know, second last picking a Summit Sentinel is kind of sweet when I have some blight stuff going on. I love the idea of just blighting this guy down so that it can be a blocker against anything, and you could even blight it to death. Maybe I'm supposed to take Temporal Cleansing here, but I like the idea of just having a creature playing to the board a little bit. So yeah, Kifkin is wide open. When you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, Surveil 2, and it's a 2/1 flyer for 2, I bet this card is great. I really bet that this card is just super, super good. So I'll take that, and we're going to be looking for ways of casting spells during our opponent's turn. Feel like blue-red is open. Yeah, well, there you go. Steam Vents and Twin Flame Travelers. So Twin Flame Travelers, if a triggered ability of another elemental you control triggers, it triggers an additional time. Well, how about doubling your Shine Striker triggers? That's the main one that I have. There's also Summit Sentinel. Yeah, Summit Sentinel. Yeah, that's for real. Okay, I'll take the payoff probably rather than the Steam Vents. Maybe I'm supposed to take Steam Vents. Maybe the 500 IQ draft pick play would be to take Steam Vents, but let's go for the 3/3 flyer for 4. Okay, when another elemental enters, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. Behold an elemental and exile it is a big cost, but I haven't gotten to play with these cards yet. It's very possible I'm supposed to take Tweeze. Like, look, Champion of the Path even dies to Tweeze. So kind of feels like maybe I'm supposed to do Tweeze, but I kind of want to try Champion of the Path. It stakes a claim on elementals, and most of all, I just want to do it. Okay, Thirst for Identity is looking good. I could take the Gravelgill Scoundrel. Is that better? +3/+2 and a treasure. That's probably not very good. Is taking the 2-drop just better? Maybe. Maybe it's just better, but I think Thirst for Identity is good. I think this is just a good card. So I think I'll take that one. Okay, there's Glamormite. I could also take Wild Unraveling, but I don't think I'm in the market for a cancel. Let's just take the Glamormite. I think this card's pretty good. You can flash it in, so it goes well with Unwelcome Sprite. I'm playing in the air, which is really good. Tweeze, very happy to see Tweeze. This card is 3 damage and card selection. I would play as many copy of those as I could possibly get. Holy smokes. I think this card is good, folks. A 2/1 for 2, flying. When you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, Surveil 2. It reminds me of, in I guess, Foundations, there was that 2/1 for 2 that when it attacked, you got to Surveil. It reminds me of that card. I think it's just good. I could take the Kifkin Zealot. I don't think I'm on Gathering Stone, so yeah, could take that. Not playing the Curse Crafter. I could perhaps play the Distractors, but I'm really hoping to get something better than these 2 Distractors. I think they're perfectly fine in the heavily synergistic Merfolk builds, but we are not doing a heavily synergistic Merfolk build today, are we? Okay, Bone Club Berserker, we're not on. I guess I'll take the Rooftop Percher. There's no way I'm pivoting to Kifkin, so might as well try to put someone else in that seat. Actually, I guess I'll take this just to discourage someone from being red. Okay, I'll take a Percher. Exile 2 cards from graveyards and you gain 3. Yeah, I would like for the person to my right to be in Kifkin if that's on the table. So I'll pass them a Kifkin last pick, because I'm sure not in Kifkin. I don't think Champion of the Path and Squawk Roast are going to turn out to be very good. Thoughtweft Imbuer, yeah, wow. Kifkin is just so wide open. And then, yeah, Champion of Merfolk, really not sure about that. Bold Weir Aggressor, your Giants get Double Strike. Okay, I think I'm just on Seer. 4 damage for 2 mana is good rate. Not as good as 4 damage for 1 mana, but yep, I'll just snap up this Seer. I will snap up this Seer. There's a Blossom Bind. If I wanted that, but I think I'm on Seer. I think I'm on Seer. What we don't have is the elemental 4 mana payoffs when you cast a spell for 4 mana. This guy, I love the art on this guy. Okay, now we have, okay, what was I saying? The 4 mana payoffs. I wonder if Tweeze is actually just better than this card, but I kind of want to try, like, you know, the canonical version of this deck. The one where you just have payoffs for 4 or greater. I don't want to play the distractors, so yeah, I could take this. I really do want more things like the Mischievous Sneakling, because that's what I would be most inclined to Squawk Roast, or Foraging Wickermaw would be like a top pickup for me, I think. Wouldn't mind wheeling Flaring Cinder or Elder Ante or Cancel or Tweeze, so there's a lot that we can get back out of that pack. When it enters, you may Blight 2. That's more of a Goblins card. This would cost 3 blue in my deck, so it's really hard to cast. I'll take another Cinder Strike. There is Unexpected Assistance, which I think is really good, but it's extra good for Merfolk, and I think I'd rather just have 4 damage for 1 mana. And with my double Summit Sentinel, I'm optimistic about having the resources to keep blighting with this guy. Here I'll happily take a Swat Away. Just soft counters something, or super bounces something. Sounds like a good card. Also, it activates my Rimespeaker. Okay, Giant Fall. Deals damage equal to its power to a creature an opponent controls or destroy an artifact. I could take Wanderwine Farewell. I do need Merfolk for that to work. I wonder if I actually just take the Convoke card. I wish I had more Changelings. Well, maybe I take the Wanderwine Farewell and then just hope that I find some Shapeshifters. Some Changelings. Okay, here I'm probably on Blossom Bind over Blood Crypt. I'm not playing either of my existing distractors, let alone looking for another one. I could take Blossom Bind. What's Feed the Flames? Yeah, it's below rate. It does activate Rimespeaker, but I only have 1 payoff for mana value 4 or more. Okay, that's a second payoff for mana value 4 or more. I could take the 2-drop here, but I think my curve is pretty good. And I like the idea, maybe I don't play Champion of the Path. I'm probably not playing Callwrath Zealot, and then I can play this card. And then I'm probably not playing Wanderwine Farewell. Okay, well, this card is so funny to me. Players can't draw cards or gain life. Players can't draw cards. No one gets to draw cards anymore. And then instead of drawing it, you lose 3 and you search for a card, put it into your hand and shuffle. It's not a good card because it's symmetrical, but it is a funny card. It is a funny card. Dream Caesar seems so good. I don't know what it's doing in here. I'll take a Blossom Bind over the second Wanderwine Farewell. I'll probably play the Elder Ante, actually. I don't hate the idea of just having extra guys to blight onto. Maybe over the second Blossom Bind, when I already have triple Cinder Strike, a Seer, and a Tweeze. I could play another Elder Ante, to be honest. Is that better than Sizzling Changeling? No. No. Yeah, I guess I'll play Elder Ante. I don't have that much that activates my Rimespeakers in the end. Run Away Together could be good, I guess, with my double Unwelcome Sprite. But I'm probably not going to play that over any of the spells that I currently have. Yeah, okay, I think I actually am going to play the 7-3. I kind of want more ways of winning. So maybe I do play that 7-3. And what would I not play? I mean, I still don't think that Squawk Roaster is that great, but I like the idea of having a payoff. I like the idea of having a payoff for Vivid, another payoff for Vivid. I think Let's see. I could play a second Blossom Bind. Okay, for curve reasons, I think I do play the Elder Ante. Rimespeaker, Swat Away, Champion of the... I have a lot of Rimespeaker payoffs. Let's see. I could not play the Wicker Mob, but I think that's actually good. Maybe I don't play the Blossom Bind. Or maybe I cut Sear or one Cinder Strike for the Blossom Bind. I don't really like that. So this is removal. I guess I could cut Thirst for Identity. That doesn't feel very good. Kind of do want to run a Blossom Bind. Okay, let's try this. And if I lose a game where Blossom Bind would have been good and one of my deal 4 spells is bad, I'll put it in. My main hesitation is I have so many different ways of dealing 4. Okay, we're running it up against Kitchen Finks, one of my most feared cards of 2009 or whatever. I remember that card well. What a beast. I don't think this card is especially good because it has to die in order to reimburse you. It's slightly understated and it has to die for you to get the reimbursement. I'm not anticipating that this is a great card. On Welcome Sprite, I am anticipating that that is a great card. Probably it will soak up removal here, but let's see. Okay, I would not mind hitting my 3rd land drop, please, and getting to play my Sizzling Changeling. My opponent is on the mulligan, so maybe we're in a similar boat. Who knows? All right, blue-white. Blossom Bind. Well, that's fine, right? Because it keeps its static ability. You know, this has happened to me a bunch of times, getting mana screwed a bunch of times in a row. So, doesn't feel awesome to once again be stuck on 2 mana, but there you have it. All right, opponent is going to Evolving Wilds main phase. Okay, at least I hit my 3rd mana now. I guess let's play this first to get info. Okay, and then I'll attack with the Sentinel. I can afford Swat Away on an attacking creature now. Could also play Champion of the Path, exiling my Rimespeaker. Okay, I could not do that. All right, so another creature you control gains flying and lifelink until end of turn. At the beginning of your end step, you exile a bunch of cards. Yeah, this, my friends, is why Cinder Strike is really good. So I'm going to hit this with Blight. I paid the extra cost. I'm going to put the -1 here, actually, so that both of my guys can attack. Because if the Sizzling Changeling dies, that's kind of fine for me. Really want to hit my 4th land, please. I would really want to hit my 4th land. So my idea is now play Champion of the Path into probably Squawk Roaster. No, probably into Rimespeaker into Squawk Roaster. Sizzling Changeling of your own, I see. Don't really know what I'm supposed to say about this. I guess I could sacrifice my Changeling to try to get a land. That is really pathetic. Yeah, kind of sucks to be mana screwed. I'll just shoot this for 2, I guess, and attack with both. They get card advantage from this, so that's too bad for me. I do wish I had my mana under me, but that's magic. My opponent is doubling down on Jesskyness. They have the red-white. They have the red. I haven't seen any blue cards yet. The next card might be tough for me to deal with. We'll see. 5 mana. Well, I'm stuck on 3. We'll see. Okay, so you Beheld Enraged Flamecaster, which you will now cast, I assume. 2 damage to each opponent. Yep. Okay, sure. This feels like it would have been just such a winnable game. I guess I should have Blighted on the Changeling. I would have exiled this and then maybe gotten to finally draw a land. I don't know, like, maybe I'm being punished for leaning into the 4 or more theme, but I feel like my curve is perfectly fine. Isn't this like almost all of my 4 cost creatures? And I ran out of draft earlier this morning where exactly the same thing happened to me, so it feels bad. But okay. Well, I guess I'll try running out Champion of the Path here. I assume we're going to get countered or something, but Okay, so this would be exiled. I will exile probably... This is when it dies. This is when it dies. Yeah. Maybe Squawk Roaster. I kind of like the idea of doubling a bunch of triggers. Maybe Squawk Roaster. I guess if they counter it, I just lose the creature. That sucks. I didn't think about that. I've never cast this card before or any of these champions. They strike me as not very good. I was really on the fence about playing this card, but I felt like I needed more top-end threats. At least this is when it leaves the battlefield. So if they now Oblivion Ring it or something, I'm going to hold these guys back because I feel like my hand is good if I can just draw anything, draw any lands, and play my cards. Okay, they're going to cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater. Sure, it happens. Yep. I mean, I feel like we would be ahead if we had our lands. So maybe we can draw more lands and draw our way out of this. We'll see. They don't seem to have like lots of powerful stuff to do, at least not yet. Maybe I need to just swat away on their turn to try to draw lands, basically. Okay, still not a land. I'll play this. I don't think they had a counter, although maybe they did and they decided not to cast the counter because they had Giant Fall in hand. At least we have lots of play at this point. It's not like I'm an aggro deck that is out of play. I have responses. I have ways of drawing cards if this thing survives. I have ways of surveilling. I have lots of ways of drawing cards, actually. 3 of my creatures draw cards. Okay. So you played that. I take 2. Maybe the best thing for me to do is just swat that away on your turn, draw a card. Kind of want to play the Twin Blade Travelers, though, and Summit Sentinel can chump block Squawk Roaster. What's this? They gave it Trample? Okay. Not sure I understand. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play Twin Flame Travelers. Draw card. Yes, we got the trigger off. My friends, we managed to draw a card. And now I want to play the island. Oh, did I just play an island already this turn? Yeah, okay. But next turn I can play the island, play Squawk Roaster, maybe even double the trigger if they let me, and then play Swat Away on their turn if they attack, and I get to surveil off of Unwelcome Sprite. This is kind of why I didn't want to play Blossom Bind. Feels like you can easily get into this kind of a situation where Blossom Bind is leaving a creature with a static ability that matters. Okay, here I'm happily just going to block with Summit Sentinel. I don't need this Summit Sentinel for anything. And Twin Flame Travelers should double the Summit Sentinel's draw card ability. So I should get to draw 2 off of this. You're going to give it Trample, so it tramples over for 1. Fine by me. I don't hate it. Okay. All right. Tramples over for 1. Do you have a, like, if a creature dealt damage to an opponent thing here? It feels like they really wanted to deal damage to me. Okay. All right. That's where all of our lands were. Really loving the Twin Flame Travelers. This is sweet. So I will play, maybe you might as well play a mountain here. I guess I will attack with my Twin Flame Travelers. This is kind of nice as well because I can blight onto the Changeling for value if I get my last Cinder Strike. So again, kind of feeling good about my decision not to play the Blossom Bind. I guess they could have their own Swat Away here. Oh, I kind of forgot that this has reach somehow. Well, this is not the ideal use for this, but let's just do this, double trigger. It's worth it to draw 2. That's definitely a screw up by me. I think I let myself get a little bit tilted by my mana issues. Oh, so it goes. I do get to draw 2. Protective Response. Sure. Your Flamecaster goes away. Draw 2. All right. Well, here are all of the lands that you've ever wanted in your life. Yep, not nearly as good as what I was hoping to do. But at least I get to Surveil. Maybe put a land on the bottom. Do I want that? No, I don't think so. I want it more than I want to land, but less than I want so many other cards. All right. So if they don't kill Rimespeaker, then I get to draw off of casting Squawk Roaster. I'll just take the 4 here because I'm about to play my own Squawk Roaster. I assume they've been holding a response for the Squawk Roaster. I definitely mega blundered by attacking with the Twin Flame, but I think it's a stumble that we can recover from. So I'm going to filter you for a green. I have 16 cards left, so I have to be a little bit careful here. But I will go ahead and cast this. Draw a card and then draw 3 cards. Sounds pretty awesome. That sounds pretty awesome. Maybe I can get a removal for the Squawk Roaster. Seer would be a removal spell. I'll go with no attacks. I've almost just drawn my library out. That's really funny. Okay, I have to discard 2 cards. Well, hey, we have all the cards that we wanted for sure. We have all the cards that we could have wanted. Seer is going to be really nice. Okay, I'm loving the Elementals deck. This is sweet. I'm more than happy to trade off my Rimespeaker at this point. They decided not to attack. Interesting. Maybe I do want cancel in this deck, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and Seer probably Flamecaster. Oh, it is an instant. That's kind of nice. So maybe let's start by casting Squawk Roaster, draw card. Rimespeaker is sweet, isn't it? Maybe I'll get... What I really want is Cinder Strike. Another Rimespeaker? Maybe that's not what I want. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go ahead and Seer your Flamecaster so that I can attack with my Flyer and not attack it into a blocker this time. Oh, you have a response to that? That's a little annoying. Personify, you flicker it, and you make a 1/1. Okay. Okay, well, actually, I'm just going to attack. Like, I have to start attacking at some point, right? So I'll trade this Shine Striker for the Flamecaster now, because my opponent is on top decks, and I am not. I could play an Unwelcome Sprite. I kind of like the idea of flashing in a Sneakling, though. Getting an extra power on my Squawk Roaster. Actually, my Squawk Roaster can become a double striker. And I would Surveil. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. It can become a 4-power double striker. So I'll Surveil. I have 10 cards left, so I could still put things in the bin. Yeah, 4-power first striker is pretty good on this board, right? Because I can, before damage, filter mana from my Wickermaw. You can only activate it once a turn, but you can activate it at instant speed. So I'll go ahead and do this. I'm at 10 cards left. Yeah, I can go down to 8. This game is heading towards a conclusion, I think. So upping my Squawk Roaster count. Play a land. This is where all of my lands are hiding. I will crack in with Squawk Roaster. They can't really not block, can they? Okay, I'll filter for a green again. Make it a 4-power double striker. Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. I like that. I like that little trick. Hopefully they don't have a board wipe. That would be really unfortunate for me. I don't know what board wipes there are in this format. I've only done like 2 or 3 drafts at this point. 3 or 4. When it dies, draw a card. Yep, all right, we got there. Okay, not bad for a game where we were mana screwed. All right, on to the next one. All right, queuing up for game number 2. I considered cutting the 7/3 Elemental for maybe the 2-mana tap something down spell, but then I was kind of like, I kind of want to give the Elemental one more chance. So let's see. Might not be a card worth running. I especially want to try doubling the trigger of the Elemental. When an Elemental enters, it deals damage twice. Okay, well, we're about to find out if it's any good. So this thing is, you would rather, so choose an Elemental you control or choose one from your hand. You would definitely rather do this from your hand, not an Elemental that you've already played. So if I do this on the Summit Sentinel, it'll be unfortunate. Okay, yes, right. So you are ramping. Well, I wish I was ramping. Okay, you're not an elemental. Ugh, I wish this were a 1/1 elemental. That would be cool. Or Elder Ante were an elemental so that I could double the ETB. But okay, 7/3 and then clear the path for it. That's a game plan. If they kill Summit Sentinel, then this guy becomes uncastable. Yeah, it doesn't feel great, does it? It doesn't feel like a good one. But I want to give it one more chance. Okay, 2/2 for 2 and maybe another 2/2 for 2. I love the art on this guy. It doesn't look like a goblin. It looks like a pig. Can pigs be goblins? I guess, yeah, this is probably like a changeling pig. Ugh, I wish you'd done it on my Summit Sentinel. So rude. All right. Summit Sentinel is going to get bounced, pseudo bounced. No attacks. They could have +1 and bite. That would be unfortunate. But I don't think I'm supposed to try playing around that. I mean, they could have so much removal here. They could have the Oblivion Ring. Whoa, fancy sleeves. All right, I'm probably going to get O-ringed or something. Well, they're mousing over it maybe just to understand it. I like the lands. I love Lorwyn art, the Lorwyn art style. Okay, Convoke Vigilance. Okay. Let's start with Thirst for Identity. Draw 3, and then I can pitch 2 lands if I want. Yep, I think I can pitch 2 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, pitching 2 lands sounds fine. Playing Shine Striker is kind of nice. Pitch these 2 lands and keep the island for the second blue for Shine Striker and also to cast Unwelcome Sprite. This thing has Vigilance. So I think I actually should just attack into it, right? And get my guy back. Because they're going to attack next turn. And if I block, they can just pump. So yeah, I'll make the trade. Okay, no trade. Interesting. They decided to race me. Well, next turn, maybe I can play Shine Striker, draw 3. This is kind of nice with Shine Striker. Okay, they did have Oblivion Ring. Get back my 1/3. I think I'll probably just take the 5. Maybe I chump block. I don't know. I like the idea of drawing an extra 1 here. Yeah, this card's good against me because I don't have a lot that deals 6 damage. Okay. I think I just play Shine Striker. Summit Sentinel is going to be a nice chump blocker. Let's play the Shine Striker. Draw 3. Hopefully draw 3. I think what they have a stop for is they can exile Elder Ante, which doesn't really make much. I don't think there's not much of a reason to do that. Okay, yeah. Double Cinder Strike is a way of killing a Sun-Dappled Celebrant. That's true. Get in for 2. Yeah. I do not mind 2 for 1-ing myself here. I do not mind that. Crossroads Watcher. Okay. A plan is developing in my mind. I will probably chump block the Sun-Dappled Celebrant, just to not go too low on life. Then I can double Cinder Strike it. I mean, you know, better things have happened. So when I double Cinder Strike, I can put the counter on Elder Ante. And then I can steer on their turn, and I get to scry. I think I don't know what jump effects there are in this set. I kind of want to go in for 5 first, but I want to know if this resolves before I do anything else. So let's shoot that guy for 4, putting the counter on the ante. And they could exile the ante in response if they suspect what's coming, but then I can just hit it for 2 anyways. So yeah, this is kind of funny to 2 for 1 myself like this, but I think it's just the thing to do. Goodbye to the ante. So you have Flock Imposter in response. Seer. Well, yeah. Do I want them to declare the target first? Return a target creature. Make them tapple this target the Celebrant. I don't think they're going to want to target Luminal Hold, but let's not give them the opportunity. It's a creature, right? So target the creature in response. Seer. So they just made me 3 for 1. So that's really, really bad for me, obviously. Play the Sentinel. I'll attack with Shine Striker and probably Unwelcome Sprite. Nah. Maybe just attack with Shine Striker. Then they get to attack with Flock Imposter. Ugh, it's so bad. I'll attack with both, chump block with Summit Sentinel next turn. Cut down their counterplay by asking them to trade Flock Imposter for Unwelcome Sprite. They may not do that because they can just Surly Farrier on their turn. Them having Flock Imposter is so bad for me. What costs 0 mana here? They're looking at their hand. Yeah, pretty bad to have to 3-for-1 on the Sun-Dappled Celebrant. And by pretty bad, I mean probably losing. Like, so horrible that it's probably losing. I don't think there's really any reason to play the land here. Kithkin, grabbing a Kithkin. You get +1 in Trample, I think. You're going to put +1 on the Flock Imposter, probably. Crack in for 7. I will chump block, Trample. I will chump block the Crossroads Watcher, trying to get some card that matters. I don't have that many cards that matter left, but I have some. And I'm on more than a 1-turn clock, I think. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, maybe I'm on a 1-turn clock. Glimmermite is actually quite a nice one. Yeah. Do I survive if I play Unwelcome Sprite and Glimmermite? So Glimmermite would tap the Moon Vigil Adherence. And one of my creatures can chump one of their creatures. And then I just need to have 4 in the air. Looks like if they don't draw something board relevant, looks like I probably win. What's this? A chump block? Okay. Glimmermite was a wonderful draw. So I play this guy. I'm not dead on board. And then on your upkeep, oh, I meant to have a stop. I wanted to cast this on their upkeep so that they wouldn't draw a hexproof trick. So that's really unfortunate. Okay, we got there. Nice. Well, we've won against 2 players in the Mythic 1000-ish bracket. I went 0-3 in a draft right before this in a way that I thought wasn't even like informative. I got stuck on 2 lands and then I got color screwed, and I think my deck wasn't that great in the first place, so I was like, let's just not post this and roll again. And with that, and also not playing for a day when I guess everyone is playing because the new set is out, I tumbled down to Mythic 92%. So we're definitely trying to climb our way back up. Pretty brutal out here. I lost the last game of my draft that I posted yesterday, and then 3 games. And that was enough to tumble me down like 6% of the player base or something. So a lot of games happening right now. People are just leveling up like nobody's business, I think. All right. So we have a lot of climbing to do. We have a lot of climbing to do. Such a slow hand. I don't think I mulligan this though, right? I have 3 creatures and interaction and card filtering. I don't think I mulligan, and my curve is good enough. I'm on the draw. My curve is good enough. I have a reasonable chance of getting 1 mana removal spell or a 2-drop in the next 2 turns, in the next 2 draws. So I think I keep, but it's chancy. I wouldn't be surprised if we just get aggroed out. Okay, Cinder Strike is a nice one. I can't blight, but I can deal 2 if they play like a 2 toughness creature here. Yeah. Okay, that's actually a nice one as well. But I actually think I Cinder Strike because what they can do here is play a land and play a 5 mana elemental. That's a little bit too scary. I don't think they're attacking with this, so Mischievous Sneakling is not really relevant here. I just think I get rid of that guy. I don't really want them to play a 5-drop while I'm trying to get my feet under me. Rimespeaker is not exactly at its best in this situation, but maybe Tweeze can help find me 4-drops. See what you've got. See what you've got. Anti, okay, Tweeze is gonna. Oh no, you decided to blight 2. Got it. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I was thinking Tweeze was gonna show us why it's good, but I'm not gonna be tweezing that guy. I think Foraging Wickermaw, filtering. Tweeze is an instant as well, so, or sorry, yeah, Surveilling. No, I want 4 drops, right, for my Rimespeaker. 4 or more drops. Next turn, I can play a land, have Tweeze up. Maybe I just Tweeze throwing away the land. Let's go with no attacks. This guy lines up really well against their board. So we'll see what they're working on here. Another land. Joke's on me if they didn't even have an elemental when they played this, but we'll find out now. If they have an awesome 5-drop elemental, then playing Cinder Strike on the Flame Braider was a nice move because they would have seen this 2 turns ago. Sour Bread is doing something. Champion. Pay 1 life, blight 2, target opponent blights 2. So you can just keep doing that. You just throw away your creatures and make me throw away my creatures. Okay, well, I'll definitely snap in the Sneakling. Sear is not so great here. I can't even Sear and Sneeze. Oh, I can because I have Filter. Do I want to do that? I don't really have a card that I want to discard, though, because if I discard my land, then I can't also play Sear. I don't think I want to do that. I could attack, but it's so obvious. Maybe I just play a land. This I can activate during their turn. Maybe just play a land and let them try to attack me. I don't know if they will try to attack me, though. Nah, kind of want to put this guy down. I'm not overwhelmingly terrified of Champion of the Weird. Like, they could do this a few times, but I have a bunch of stuff to throw away as well. This ante is kind of nice for them because they do get it back and then they get to make 2 more 1/1s. Okay. So I do have to be a little careful with my blocks. I have to think it through because... Oh, no, never mind. They can't start activating this after blocks. It's activate only as a sorcery, not only during your turn. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking if you line up blocks, maybe they can like throw away a bunch of irrelevant creatures and make you start throwing away blockers. But no, activate only as a sorcery. Much more humane. I wonder if they're fetching another color here. They seem to be making a decision. I wonder if they have 2 other colors and they're making a choice. That would be weird. No, okay, just a mountain. Maybe they were just looking through their deck. I'm feeling good if I can get rid of this Champion of the Weird. Then I could start making attacks and stuff. If I draw a land, I'm just going to... or anything that I'm happy to throw away, I'll just immediately Tweeze the Champion. I doubt they have pump spells in their deck, right? So I think I'm pretty safe doing the double spell, Tweeze and Sear, to get rid of Champion. Tweeze doesn't exactly replace itself, but it kind of does if you use it to upgrade a non-card, like a land in your hand, to a card. If I get any 4-drop, I'll probably just slap that down, because it's not like the Champion is beating me on its own. I'd love to just start drawing off of Tanufel Rimespeaker. Collective Inferno? Wow, all your stuff deals double damage. Whew. Okay, that's scary. Wow, that's scary. Choose a creature type? I wonder what you'll choose. Yep, that is a very scary one. All your stuff deals double damage. Okay, Goblin. I'm shocked. So when you attack, your goblins get extra, meaning this goblin can attack for 4. I would just block with a 1/1. Sure, I'll just block with a 1/1. That's pretty scary. Boggart Prankster plus Collective Inferno plus a 5/5. Okay, at least they're tapped down. Oh, do I want to play Champion? I can play Champion, get rid of the Sneakling, draw a card. That's probably worth doing, right? I don't think I'm under so much pressure that I have to not do that. I could get rid of Foraging Wickermaw. Maybe that's even better. Yeah, because it surveils when it comes in. That's better. No, I need it in play, actually. I need that guy in play. Because then I can do my Tweeze plus Sear thing. Squawk Roaster is a pretty nice one. All right. No attacks end. I'm loving Tanufel Rimespeaker. That is a card. So I can Squawk Roaster and make it have 3 power by filtering with Foraging Wickermaw to a different color. I will snap block Champion of the Weird with Champion of the Path. if they give me that opportunity. If they don't, I will probably chump block it because I don't like the idea of taking 12 damage. Emptiness. Wow. Okay, so you can kill Champion of the Path. It's not a goblin. All right, I get back my flash guy. And you'll attack me for a zillion. Okay. I'll blight 2 onto the Wickermaw. They could have done that multiple times and probably hurt me very badly. Resolve. I'm just going to chump block the champion, I guess. I need my Foraging Wickermaw for now. I take 4. That's pretty painful. Okay. I'll blight onto my Rimespeaker, I guess. Yeah, they can just keep doing this. Okay, goodbye, Rimespeaker. I guess they can just kill all of my stuff, huh? That's too bad. Okay, now I really need to draw a red source because they can just keep doing this. Okay, they didn't. Thank goodness. Well, I drew a red source anyways. So I'll play this. I will tweeze Champion of the Weird and then sear it, right? I don't really see why I wouldn't. Yep, and I think I will pitch the Sneakling. Sure, and then sear that guy. You get your goblin back, so that's kind of unfortunate for me. All of those goblins are going to do double duty. But, okay, I needed that guy to die. There was no other option. Yeah, Champion's not looking so good. It did draw me a card, so that was nice. Okay, do I just take 1, 2, 3? Seems fine. I'd rather have the Wickermaw for filtering and pumping Squawk Roaster. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if I draw a land, I can play both cards out of my hand. Pretty awkward that the Roaster is currently a 0/4. But keeping her on the Wickermaw is pretty nice. This guy does 8 damage. When a goblin you control dies, deals 2 damage. Yeah, I think we lost to Collective Inferno. I'm not really seeing a way out of this. Okay, well, I'll play this guy. No attacks end. Yeah, Champion of the Weird plus Emptiness plus Collective Inferno. That is a hard curve out to beat. Maybe I needed to kill 1 turn earlier and not play Champion of the Path yet. Maybe I was too fast on slapping down Champion of the Path. That's possible. So 2, 4, 6, 8. If this lives, they deal 8 damage to me just off of goblins dying. Because this creature is a goblin, so this 1 damage trigger gets doubled. Grub. Wow, they just got the Dream Goblins deck. Yeah, I mean that's like 10, 11, 12 damage. So yeah, we're not making it. We would need to block like a lot. Ugh. Fell by 1% of the whole player pool of rating to the Goblins deck. Okay, well, so it goes. All right. It's possible I actually do keep this Glamormite plus Thirst for Identity. If I draw a card, I have a creature and I can dig for my red, but just feels too chancy. Okay. Well, I'll keep this and just hope to draw an island to play my 2-drop. I'm on the play as well. Oh, okay. Oh, tough day of Magic for me. I think the last deck was just like the Dream Goblins deck. That's perfectly fair and reasonable. Okay, there we go. But like the mana problems are not helping. Okay, well, Summit Sentinel lines up very nicely against Wanderbrine Trapper. So we're going up against the fishies. Hopefully it's time for us to eat some fishies. Silvergill Mentor. You make a 1/1. Okay. It's fine. All right, I'll play my Changeling. They can start like tapping down my 1/3 and getting in with attacks, but I think I will just probably just block either of these creatures with the Changeling, to be quite honest with you. Maybe not because, yeah, actually, I'll have a red when I play Squawk Roaster because Squawk Roaster is red. Okay, right. When it becomes tapped, you take off a creature and it goes up to 5/4. Okay. You take off a counter, I mean. So I could Tweeze. Oh, I could Cinder Strike. That's pretty nice. When it becomes tapped, remove a counter, and you can tap this at the end of my turn. Okay, I kind of like the idea of Cinder Striking the Regery for 2. And then I'm holding up Tweeze. So they'll probably tap it and tap one of my creatures here. Probably tap it and tap the 1/3, I imagine. Or the 3/2, okay. But Cinder Strike proving its excellence as per usual. Okay, and then maybe during their turn, they're going to smack me with the suite of creatures. Maybe use the Trapper to tap all of my stuff down and get in for 3. I'm not too scared of being attacked for 3 mana. I've been around the block. I've been playing Magic for a long time. I mean, for 3 damage. I've been attacked for 3 more times than I can count. Also, if they spend a mana on it, it means they can't play a 4-drop. Do I Tweeze here? They could have a counter spell. I kind of want them to make their attack. Like, maybe they're going to tap my guy down and go in for 1. But yes, I will Tweeze. If they have a counter spell, you know, probably better to Tweeze than to have Tweeze countered than Squawk Roaster. So let's shoot this. I'm going to choose not to discard Squawk Roaster. I feel like it's a good turn 5 play or whatever we're on. Turn 5. So I decline. Goodbye to that thing. They can bring it back by blighting, but blighting requires killing one of their creatures, so that's probably not what's going to happen. This 1-drop is doing a really nice job of holding me back. Okay, that's fine. So if I can ever blight, then I can kill this. If I can ever blight 2. Would be nice to have Tweeze here. To throw away this island. Okay, you can get in for 1 damage. Do I attack? No, if I attack, they can tap down Squawk Roaster on my turn, and then they can crack in for 3, so I'm trading 1 damage for 3 damage. Not a good trade. So far, an even resource game, but I have a feeling they're about to play something big, and then we're going to be in some trouble. Keep out? Oh, okay. That's funny. Wonderwine Trapper plus Keep Out. Okay, that's a way of making Keep Out better. Keep Out felt very stuck in my opponent's hands when I was playing against it earlier. Okay, you bring this back and make a 3-power flyer. Why? Why does it happen to me? Well, at least I'm not choked on lands. I do play this land because I have a 6-mana spell that I would really want to play if I see it. So they chose not to play Everstrike's Gift on the Wonderwine Trapper. That is interesting. That is interesting to me. Okay, well, snap block. If they kill it, I'm really, really happy. I want nothing more than for them to kill it. Okay, that's a gift to me because I'm on absolutely nothing right now. So I appreciate that. Elder Ante, yeah, not the best. Maybe I shouldn't be playing this card with no synergies. Well, I'll go ahead and play the Rimespeaker just in case I manage to draw something good. Play the land, play the Rimespeaker. I already played Tweeze, so there's no point holding it in my hand. All right, hopefully I can draw a 4-cost spell, or ideally my 6-cost spell. That would be the best. Rimespeaker will not be getting into combat if they want to attack with the 2/1. That's their business. I'm quite surprised that they have not recast the Flying Trick. I'm actually really wondering what's going on with that. I don't get it. Well, I'll just play this guy. I still don't want to get into combat with Rimespeaker. I'm not under pressure until they start putting a flying enchantment on their Wonderwine Trapper. Would love to draw. Okay, so that's what it was. Would love to draw a mana cost 4 spell. So this has hexproof as long as it's untapped. Okay. Okay. And then you have Lockmare, one of the best cards in the set. I played with this at pre-release and it was absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. This card is just a complete powerhouse. Okay. Take the 5. And a land. Well, I'll play for one more turn, but we've almost certainly lost. Actually, no. I mean, Lockmare's just gonna run away with this game. Okay. Not totally sure what to do. Maybe I can go down to 16 lands. But I've been getting stuck on lands. Like, I got stuck on 2 lands earlier, so yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. Let's see. What can I do with this deck? Okay, maybe Kulrath Zealot is a good one. I mean, I don't think it's a good card, but maybe it's better than Elder Ante for my deck or something. I suppose I could play Blossom Bind. The Elder Ante just felt so bad. I suppose I could cut the other Elder Ante for a Blossom Bind, making my curve much worse. But I guess I do have the 1 mana removal spell in a lot of cases. I want more ways of activating the Rimespeaker because that's how I win. Maybe I'd rather have Stratosorer over the Kulrath Zealot. That's very possible, yeah. I don't know. I don't think this is necessarily better, but whatever my deck is doing isn't working. So let's try this. All right. Interesting hand. I mean, I have a bunch of removal, Tanufel, Rimespeaker, and Swat Away. I don't have any threats to the board other than the Rimespeaker. So if they have any removal or counter for the Rimespeaker, then my hand is pretty empty. But if I can play the Rimespeaker and resolve a Swat Away, then I'm really happy. I get to draw and do a tempo play against them. I do have lots of removal. That's a good thing to say about my hand. Okay, Glimmermite is a good draw here, I believe. Cinderstrike is a little awkward without a creature. Okay, well, I can just shoot that with Cinderstrike. I mean, technically, I could maybe Blossom Bind it. Let's try Blossom Bind on this guy so they don't get the die trigger. Cinderstrike would not be bad against it. But they kind of have to kill the enchantment for this to untap. Other elves you control get +1/+1. Yep. Okay, do I want to Glimmermite or Cinderstrike? I kind of just want to Cinderstrike that guy while they can't do anything about it. Feels like that's a good card. So I think Cinderstriking it makes sense. I can't really get them with Glimmermite. Behold an Elf. Oh, that's really, really, really good. When you cast a creature, draw a card. Are you kidding me? How come some of the champions are terrible and some of the champions are absolutely nutty? Well, I'll play this. If they have a bite spell or a fight spell or any removal in black, I'm definitely in trouble. So they get to play a creature, draw a card, and deal 6? Wow. How is this card so good and my champion is so bad? Unless my champion is secretly good. Okay, they didn't have a spell. That makes me really happy. They didn't have a creature spell. So I could Glimmermite and... Okay, I kind of want to just swat away that guy, draw a card, and attack. What does this do? So for 6... It feels like they don't have any creatures. So let's try just... Well, if I bounce this and they get to recast that guy, and then recast the Informant. The downside of Glimmermite, of playing Glimmermite here and just tapping their guy down, is that I don't get to draw a card. The mana efficient thing is to just play this horrible creature. Yeah, maybe I just race them, actually. If they didn't have a creature... Well, they probably put a creature on top because they had the opportunity to surveil. Okay. I think I'm actually going to play Stratosorer and attempt to get into a race. If they have an instant speed removal spell here, I'm toasted. The idea of this is next turn, if they play a creature, I'm expecting they're going to play a creature draw a card. Then I'm trying to just out-tempo them. The idea being Swat Away plus Glimmermite can tap one of their creatures and bounce one of their creatures. Oh, maybe they just had a 5 mana creature and they were looking for a land to play it. So you gain a trillion life. Okay. You gain 6 life. Okay, so much for racing. Have I learned something from this game? Maybe. Maybe. I don't think so, but maybe. Okay, so I can play Squawk Roaster, which can trade with Pummeler for higher. And then I can swat away one of their creatures. So everyone's just drawing a million cards a turn. It's kind of funny. Drawing an Unwelcome Sprite. I don't hate it. No attacks end. You get to surveil at the beginning of every upkeep. Oh, they didn't surveil when it came in. I thought that they did, but they didn't. Okay. All right. Probably Squawk Roaster just blocks Pummeler for higher, but let's see if Swat Away resolves first. Draw card. Okay. I assume this goes second from the top. They get the 1/3 into their, or the 3/1 into their hand, I mean. Oh, it goes on top, sorry. I'll block there. It doesn't have first strike. Oh, but you have some trick for it. +2/+0. And indestructible. Awesome. Wonderful. Okay. And it has Ward 2. Okay. And it has Vigilance, and it has Trample. Yep. Awesome. Okay, well, I'll play this. Play Glimmermate on their turn. Tap their guy with the ward available. They can play the Champion. I assume they're holding back the 3/1 so that they have something to champion with Champions of the Perfect. I assume you're going to surveil that to the top. Elves in your graveyard is currently 1. Dang, we started out this game about as well as we could, I think, but they just had the stats on us. Oh, they can get rid of the... Okay, I see. I get it. I get it. And then they're going to play that and draw a card. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. The fact that they have stats and card advantage over me is pretty unfortunate. Surveil. All right, I play Glimmermite. Surveil 2. Bin, bin. Tap down Pummeler for higher. Yes, and I will pay the ward. Play a land. Okay, sounds good. Play a land. Okay, so I have 5 left over after this. It would be nice to draw more than 1 off of Shine Striker. Well, I guess I draw 2 off of Shine Striker. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Draw a card, draw a card. Too bad that I don't have any other colors. And then I think I just have to hold back. I don't have great blocks, no matter what. Right, this trick is at common. Yeah, indestructible trick at common. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, Dream Caesar. I wonder what they blight onto. Itself, probably. Probably itself. Okay, Whistling Informant, so they get these Surveil. Okay, well, I'll pitch a Mountain. Surveil 1. We're definitely in this game. We're definitely in this game. They have the stats, so they can make some nasty attacks here, but I think I can trade pretty well and draw some cards. The problem is they're also drawing infinite cards. Maybe even more than I am, because creature is a lot more common, a much more common category than mana value 4 or greater. They can just keep ripping creatures off. All right, I will probably just double block like this. Ugh, they have the 1 mana trick. Okay, it's fine. Death Touch and Lifelink, yeah. So you kill both of them and you make it 2/2. Okay, it happens. So basically, they traded the mana for Glamormite and a 2/2, or the card for Glamormite and a 2/2. That's what happened. All right, draw card. Champion of the Path is an interesting one. Do I exile a Changeling from my hand? Probably. Probably. It's a good blocker. I guess I could Behold Shine Striker and then get Shine Striker back. That's kind of good, right? It makes it so hard for them to block. Do I need Shine Striker in the air? Not really. Not really. The 3 power body is good, but it's not like essential for me. Yeah. I think let's exile Shine Striker. Trigger, trigger. Draw 2. Oh, and this will be good whenever I get Shine Striker back, if I ever do. Yeah, and then my hope is play this, play this. I get 4 damage plus that's 10 damage off of these two. That's pretty good. I don't hate that. I guess they could deck me. It's very possible that they get to deck me here. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I need the Rimespeaker anymore. I've pretty much burned through my mana value 4 or greater cards. Okay, so you draw a card, lose 1. Block and block. This is a very easy block for me. I do wonder what that says about what they have. I hope they don't kill Twin Flame Travelers. Honestly, it might not be the worst thing in the world. It does mean that I'm not nuking them for 1 million here. Let's start by playing the Changeling. Shoot you for 3. Unfortunately, it's not 6. Then I will attack with Champion of the Path. Yeah, I don't think they block. Bonk. And then my plan is just to block your guy with Changeling and sear you. And I can sneak in a Sneakling or I can Thirst for Identity, depending on what the situation calls for. This is my chance to get back some rating points, right, folks? You don't have Trample. I hope they don't have a Trample trick. That would be really bad for me. Okay. So I exile something. Another Rimespeaker. That's kind of cool. All right. End of turn. Shoot that guy. This is the end of your turn, right? Just want to make sure that they can't cast the enchantment after I do this. I mean, at least not this turn. Get rid of that dude. That goes back to your hand. Then I will play a Sneakling and zap you for another 2 damage. Okay, I think I probably do just Thirst for Identity. I have 11 cards left. Might as well. Draw, draw, draw. Okay, pitch 2. I will tweeze your 3/3. Cycle. I don't get to play my Rimespeaker. That's a little awkward. I maybe should have thought that part through. Probably would have been nice to get the extra 2 damage, but that's okay. I think I'm in a pretty good position here, unless they have a hasty creature with 6 power. Morkant's Eyes, you can get some 2/2s to block me. Maybe I really should have got the extra damage, huh? 5 2/2s is pretty good. I don't think I'm dying. So I can attack with everything. They have to block 3. Right? And then if they have a pump spell, I die. Okay, maybe. But if they have a pump spell, I die no matter what. Well, this was a close game. Maybe I really was supposed to play the Rimespeaker, get the extra 2 damage, not play Tweeze. Very possible. If they don't block with 3, then I'm feeling very worried. Let's see if they have a pump spell. They could very well have a pump spell. This is a close game of Magic. If I'd only had 1 extra 2 damage somewhere. Awkward. Oh. Okay, I like these blocks. They're not going for counterplay. That makes me feel good. If I get to recast Shine Striker, then I'm really happy. I wonder if they think I might have another elemental. Still think I like my attacks. They got rid of a lot of my stuff, but look, I have 6 cards left. I can draw 1 card here. Get a 3/3 flyer. That's a very nice one. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Zap. And it's on you. You have to find an answer to both creatures or deal 6 to me. Or gain a bunch of life, I guess, somehow. We got there. Wow. That was a nice recovery. That 6/6 champion is so good. What? It didn't even budge my rating? Okay. Everyone is playing so much right now. The flux is like nutty. The result of an individual game almost doesn't matter. How do we feel about that version of the deck? I think I'm really not supposed to be playing Stratus, or maybe I'll try the other Blossom Bind. Just be like a super interactive version. Forget about the 2/2s for 3. Let's try this. All right, let's go. We are 3-2. Would love to hit the 4th win, because that's when you don't bleed gems out. So let's keep this. Love having Unwelcome Sprite into Thirst for Identity, into Tanufel Rimespeaker with Swat Away if I can get the next blue for that. So very nice hand. Okay, might be about to become a slightly less nice hand. If I were them, I'm probably taking either Unwelcome Sprite or Tanufel Rimespeaker. Rimespeaker just for the incredible power ceiling on it. Unwelcome Sprite just because it's about to come down next turn and start causing problems. And they took the Sprite. Makes sense to me. All right. I did get the second blue for Swat Away. I'll be concealing that as long as possible. This can only tap a creature. Okay. All right. Thirst for Identity is a nice one. Until end of turn. So they can just start beating in. That's pretty bad for me. Okay. You get to draw a card. Pass to attackers, etc. I will draw 3. And I will discard 2 lands. 2 islands. That pretty much reveals to them that I have the second island for Swat Away, but... Okay, I will Blossom Bind this guy and play a Sprite. Because this is an attack trigger, it does effectively lock that down. Gloom Ripper. This card is bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. I don't really know how you're supposed to beat the Gloom Ripper, to be honest. It's really, really, really out of control. Like, it comes in, immediately kills something, and buffs your attack, and then it's just a 4/4. I have yet to beat that card. So I need to figure out how to do that. And now you're cracking in for 9. Looks like GG, unless we can find something really nice here. I guess I'll play the 7/3. Unfortunately, don't have a Rimespeaker out to get value off of it. I'll exile the one that I can't play. I can Swat Away their 4/4 on a subsequent turn. Good draw would be draw land, play the Rimespeaker while holding up 2 blue, bounce the core, and trade for the Gloom Ripper here. And then I draw off of the Rimespeaker. That would be the best case scenario. But yeah, Gloom Ripper, have yet to beat it. This card is nuts. I would take this card so highly. Okay, I almost thought they were only going to attack with the core, which I think would be a really clever attack. Because I'm certainly not going to, well, not going to be happy blocking that. I just can't play Summit Sentinel, and I can't play Swat Away and something else. And I can't play Shine Striker. Honestly, I think I'll just take the damage. I think I'll just take the 4 damage here. I don't really think I have a much better option. It's really awkward. I die to the +3/+3 trip. What is this? Tapped creatures you control have indestructible? Okay. So whenever you attack, your stuff gets indestructible. Yeah, that's really nutty. That's absolutely nutty. Okay, all right. Now we're talking. Let's start with a Cinder Strike on Adept Water Shaper. Cinder Strike is so good. Put a -1 on this guy. And then during their turn, I will swat away their core, draw a card. Yep. Yep. Swat that guy away. Draw a card. Tweeze is a nice one, I think. A little awkward that a bunch of my stuff does 4 damage. Or, yeah. Actually, no, it's not awkward. It's fine. It's fine. I guess what I meant is awkward that that deals 3 damage and a lot of my stuff does 4, but that's the one that I saw. Okay, Summit Sentinel, we're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. Without a doubt, I will tweeze the first threat I see. All right, my turn. That's a land. All right, I'll just play a Shine Striker, draw 2. Draw and draw. All right, no attacks. Have we gotten out of the woods? I hesitate to even ask. Feels risky to even ask. Surveilling a land into the bin makes sense to me. All right, I'm just going to play it all out there. I might hold back the land for Tweeze. So let's go in with Shine Striker. Just start putting on some pressure. Play the Changeling. So I've already played my champion. I like the idea of holding up Tweeze and being able to filter a land if need be. Or pilfer, not filter. Rampaging or Reaping Willow. When it enters with 2 -1s, remove a counter and bring something back to the battlefield. A creature with mana value 3 or less. So you can bring back what? That has a mana value 3. Bonkers. And the 2 counters come off as a cost, so I can't even respond. Nutty. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Okay. And it has a lifelink. Okay. Yep, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Kind of just want to go off. Tweeze. So first, let's Cinder Strike the Adept Water Shaper, probably. My question is, maybe I hold back Tweeze for blocking Reaping Willow with the Sizzling Changeling, and then I Tweeze it to death. Kind of like that plan. So let's do this. I will Blight onto Summit Sentinel for sure. So I have no complaints if Summit Sentinel dies. Okay, so that guy goes away. Then I probably do play Foraging Wickermaw. Get myself a Surveil and a blocker. That can go straight in the bin. And then, yeah, I'm going to go in with Shine Striker. And then I'm going to try to just get some value and trade stuff off. Blocking the Reaping Willow with the Changeling and then tweezing the Willow. Unless they're able to bring back their Water Shaper again. But I have Summit Sentinel as a chump blocker. Wow, what just happened? Tristan's command. Bridget's command. Wow. What a mill off of the Scout. That Scout just totally self-sabotaged. It own gold the opponent. All right, I'm going to block. Flip something. Oh, nice. I like that. End of your turn, Tweeze the Willow. Pitch a land. All right, that's pretty nice. All right, draw a card. Let's start. I'm at 11. Okay, I'm at 11 cards left in my library. Okay, I'll go ahead and play the Twin Flame. It's going to double my draw triggers, so that's kind of ridiculous. I need to keep an eye on my cards in library for that purpose. Attack with this. So I can double block the Scarblade Scout, or I can flash in a Sneakling to deal with that guy. So I don't think I need to Cinder Strike it. Their deck is cracked, just full of bombs. So I think I keep Cinder Strike for their bombs. At this point, I don't want Summit Sentinel to die and draw me 2, probably. Okay. Yep. Sure. No point in saving the Sneakling. I can't get my champion. I can't get my champion to have it deal 4 on entry. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. That's scary. As long as another creature entered the battlefield under your control this turn, it gets +2/+0. Okay, that looks like something for Squawk Roaster to block. All right, flash in its Sneakling. So Squawk Roaster can be a 4/4 when I filter off Foraging Wickermaw. Oh, that's a very nice one, actually. Okay, you're not an elemental, though, so I don't double that trigger. But I have you on a 2-turn clock. I assume they're going to start attacking soon. Not quite 2 turns because they have the lifelinker. But I can actually just tap the lifelinker, you know? That's probably the one that I tap, not even the Outrider. All right. Bonk, bonk. I'll play Squawk Roaster. And, I mean... Oh, yeah, I draw 2. Maybe should have done that before combat. That's fine. I mean, I could Cinder Strike. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to Cinder Strike the Scout so that they have to draw out of the situation. No, because Glamormite is going to tap the lifelinker anyways, right? Yeah. I'll tap the lifelinker with Glamormite and hold on to Cinder Strike in case they draw like a flying blocker or some kind of Mega Bomb. I don't know what it could be. So I'm going to play this. Tap target creature, and I'll tap this guy. Now I'm representing 5 in the air. Yep, they're looking to draw a card. Makes sense. So resolve. Do I block Blighty with the thing that draws? Yeah, I think so. All right, we got there. Hey, another squeaker. A very tight win for us. All right, now we got to 93%. We're starting the long climb back, folks. That 0-3, wow, I really paid for it. All right, but we are 4-2. So we basically got our gems back. I don't think our deck is like an amazing one to write home about. I didn't quite get there on the synergies, but we got a good enough version of it that we're winning some really close games against some really tough opponents with really good cards and really good decks. So can hardly complain about that. I'm definitely getting my feet under me in the format more. I hope that you are enjoying this draft. If you do want to learn about Lorwyn along with me as I draft every single day, go ahead and click subscribe in the link below. The thing that's really good about my deck is the triple Cinder Strike. That's the thing that really works. And the Seer and the Tweeze. Okay, yeah, I mean, not the greatest hand. Very high ranked Mythic player. Yeah, not my greatest hand ever. Well, hey, we have the attitude of a high-ranked Mythic player because like 3 days ago, I was Mythic number 486. All right, so I could shoot the Scoundrel in response to, yeah, this is like my favorite synergy of the set. I'm just going to empty my hand against this because I do not want to get hit for 3 damage every single turn. That sounds a little bit unfortunate to me. When it becomes tapped, another target merfolk gets that. I'm just going to tweeze this guy before I even see what else they have to show me. I don't really want to mess around with that. Okay, all right, we have the combo. We have the gas to start filling our hand up. If you kill my first Tanufel Rimespeaker, there's more where that came from. If one Tanufel Rimespeaker trigger is not good enough for you, how about doubling my Tanufel Rimespeaker triggers? How about doubling 2 Tanufel Rimespeaker triggers? Okay, makes sense. Ooh, I like Cinder Strike here. That's a really nice thing to do with my mana. All right, I hope that they don't kill it. If they attack into it, I may just not block. There is destroy target attacking or blocking creature for 2 and a white. Okay, you can exile it. Sure. Sure. But you do have to sacrifice a creature to exile it. Oh no, you could shrink your Wanderwine Preacher a little bit. That's one way to do it. The question is whether they think I'm going to have a 4-mana spell to play. They probably should do it, so I think they will. They could also do it on my upkeep, I guess, but I don't see the advantage in that over just doing it right now. I definitely don't see the advantage to it because there is that exile, like flicker a creature trick in white. But I don't have white mana, never mind. Yeah, I think you should do it. Shrink your preacher and do it. I mean, obviously I think that because I'm looking at my hand, but that was the right choice. All right, let's play this guy. And then I probably... Do I Cinder Strike? I don't even know if I care about the stuff that they have going on. Yeah, let's try not to fall too far behind. I have another removal spell in my hand, which I'll be able to play if I draw a land next turn. I like the idea of just not getting beaten down. If they have another pacifism here, I'm going to be glad. No, I will not get got by destroy target blocking creature. Happy to just take the 2 damage. I mean, not happy, but happier. All right, it happens. Let's play the Twin Flame Travelers and try to draw a land. A land would be really good here. That's not so good here. No attacks. I'll take the 6 for sure. It gets me really low, but then I can play Blossom Bind and Mischievous Sneakling if need be, or I can play Squawk Roaster, draw 2, hopefully find a land in the top 3 cards, and then play one of these 2. Tam is really good. That is really good. So then I definitely want to Blossom Bind this turn. They still have Destroy Target blocking creature up because it has Convoke. So I will still not block. No blocks. Oh, this has Pro Blue just by default. Oh, that's really bad for me. Really, really bad for me. Yep, now they get to just be attacking with that all the time. Youch. Youch, youch, youch. Okay, well, I'll play Squawk Roaster, draw 2. Draw, draw. Yeah, Tam is so brutal. Let's see, I could tap a Wandervine Preacher. I could tap Tam. I probably just have to play this on Tam anyways. Wow, I wish I could target Wandervine Distractor. Maybe I should not have played the Cinder Strike, but I would be so low. I wonder if this last card in their hand is Destroy Target Blocking Creature, because that's what I've been playing around this whole time. So if I flash this in, Squawk Roaster only becomes a 0/4, not useful. So maybe I would rather just Blossom Bind Tam before it becomes a problem. Well, I can Blossom Bind Tam anytime, so no. I think I need to do something that's combat relevant here. So I'll try to trade either one of these, whichever one they don't blank, either Twin Flame or Squawk Roaster for the Wandervine Distractor. It would be nice if I could have landed the Changeling. That would be a better thing to trade for the Distractor. But so it goes. Their deck is sweet, just very efficient, fast Merfolk. I can see why they built it this way. I loved the Merfolk deck. Really want to draft it again. Okay, they're gonna attack. Probably attack with the team, I'm guessing. If I'm right that they have Destroy Target blocking creature, it would only make sense. Shrink Squawk Roaster, probably. I block Travelers with, or Distractor with Travelers, and then they destroy Travelers. It's my guess. Maybe they'd rather block the Rimespeaker, though. I'm not sure. Okay, that's an interesting attack. What if they only shrink Travelers? Then maybe I can blow them out. I don't think they have counter mana in this set. I know there's the cancel, double blue. Squawk Roaster. Sure. All right, I'll just block with Twin Flame Travelers. And then probably destroy target blocking creature. That's my guess. Using Convoke, and then you'll play something for 4. Yep, so they had it. So I was correct to play around this. Feeling very vindicated by that. I feel very vindicated by that. They're at 30. So funny. Pass to damage. And then they'll play something for 4. Oh, what a good draw. Oh my goodness. That is a very strong draw from the opponent. All right, flash this card in. Yeah, Wonderwine Distractor is just good, isn't it? Okay. Tap Tam. Play my own Sizzling Changeling. It can't target itself, right? It can't. No, each other creature you control has hexproof. Yeah, it can target itself, but it doesn't give itself hexproof. I do wish that I had a mana value 4 or greater creature here, but sure. You can do that. And then I'll play Sizzling Changeling. Unfortunately, no attacks. Would love to do some mana value 4 or greater stuff. But yeah, this is obviously deck that lines up very well against a mana value 4 or greater, right? Because they just get in under me. Oh my goodness, they top decked Sig. They top decked Pestered Wellguard and then top decked Sig. That is not really something you can win against, is it? Top deck Pestered Wellguard, top deck Sig. They did no card selection to do that, by the way. Yep. So it doesn't have unblockable this turn. It only has unblockable next turn. So you probably have to give Squawk Roaster -3. Maybe I can draw a red removal for Sig. I don't think I've seen a single... Okay, I've seen one Cinder Strike. I've also seen my Seer and my Tweeze. Pretty bad. Yeah, maybe you just don't have a great attack. But you can just keep flipping this thing until I draw a removal for it. It's not going to do it. It's one of my worst possible draws. Make a creature unblockable. Yep. Tough stuff. Tough stuff. No, but this was a sweet game. I mean, I don't regret removing Gravelgill, Scoundrel, and Tributary Vaulter. Then they had the removal for my 2/4. I actually did start getting off my 2/4 synergies, but then Tam plus Sig and just the quality of their top decks was a little bit too much. Tam cannot give them protection here, so I guess I can still play one more turn. Oh, you also can't give anything unblockable. It has hexproof from blue. Oh, it can't be blocked. Right. It also can't be blocked. Yep. Top decking Wellguard into top decking Sig is just GG. But okay, their deck had very high quality cards for them to top deck, so that's how it goes. All right. Pretty nice run there. I'm pleased to have gotten to 4-3 with this deck, which I think was on the whole pretty weak. I think the things that went well, Cinder Strike, Tweeze, and Seer were wonderful, having these 5 removal spells. Shine Striker was not well supported in my deck with just the 1 Forging Wickermaw and 1 Sneakling. So this was really not where this thing belongs. Rimespeaker plus Twin Flame Travelers is cool, but it's very hard to get it off. Champion of the Path I think is just terrible. Swat Away was very nice with the Rimespeaker. If you could have like a bunch of Rimespeakers and then all of your 4-mana spells just be Swat Aways, that would be ideal. Squawk Roaster pretty bad, at least in this deck. Glamormite helped. Thirst for Identity I think is really good. Changeling was fine. Blossom Bind pretty bad. Summit Sentinel I like a lot, especially with the Blight stuff. I like the idea of blighting it. Unwelcome Sprite was absolutely a must-answer threat every time we had it. If you could get Unwelcome Sprite plus a bunch of Glamormites, that would be an amazing core for the Fairy deck. And Mischievous Sneakling is always pretty good. So these cards I'd be looking to play again, but they didn't really synergize super well in my deck. But hey, perfectly happy to get 4 wins, gained a tiny bit of rating. At the end, we slipped back down, but on the whole, I think we went up and basically made our gems back, and we learned a lot about the format. So I will be posting another Lorwyn video tomorrow, of course. And until tomorrow, I hope you have tons of fun playing Magic, and don't be afraid to splash.